With the Xbox and Bethesda Developer Direct over, we managed to get some very interesting reveals alongside new information on Redfall, the open-world co-op FPS game involving a whole host of vampires to slay, being developed by Arkane Studios. So with all this information at the ready and a release date of May the 2nd on Xbox consoles, PC via Steam and Epic, as well as being a day one Xbox Pass game which is constantly looking to be better and better value for money, let's have a look at everything we know so far from the gameplay, mechanics and open world that Redfall will have to offer. Starting off, let's have a little look deeper into the developers Arkane Studios. They've been known to develop some amazing games in the past, including the Dishonored series, Deathloop and Prey, taking care in how they present environments, adding details and providing choice into how to approach its different systems. This won't be their first foray into co-op games either. The studio did help co-develop Wolfenstein Youngblood, which sadly didn't actually live up to expectations. Hopefully though, they've learned the lessons from that game to bring over to Redfall.
You know, Redfall used to look like it was straight out of a postcard. A picturesque island off the coast of Massachusetts.
Redfall is a town that is set in Massachusetts, in the town of Redfall itself, where the once flourishing town has found itself beset by vampires, eclipsing the sun and pushing away the water to truly isolate the town. With their invasion, the humans that live there have either been killed, become cultists in servitude of the vampires in the hopes of being turned themselves, or are taking the fight back to rid the town of the vampires and their gods. Players will get to choose between one of 4 heroes to be in that fight, playing either solo or for up to 4 players co-op. Developers are promising an open world with a strong story emphasis uncovering what happened to the town while trying to rid the town of the darkness itself. Redfall will include environmental storytelling to complement its main story to expand the lore of the game. Players will get to choose between any of the 4 protagonists revealed. These are Jacob Boyer, the long-range specialist of the group, using a high-powered rifle to take down vampires and cultists from afar. He developed his sniper abilities in the Special Forces and as a private military mercenary. He also has access to a raven he can summon, which can be used to tag enemies alongside the ability to turn invisible, to stealth past enemies or gain a better position to take them down. Remy de la Rosa is an engineer specialising in robotics. Having brought that expertise to the Coast Guard in order to help develop new search and rescue technology, she is accompanied by a robot companion called Breben, who can be used to distract and attack enemies.
Who's a good robot? Who's the best robot?
Devinder Crowsley, specialising in the field of cryptozoology, which, despite its name, is not a cryptocurrency. Dev is a skilled inventor, as his studies have granted him the knowledge he needs to craft his own anti-vampire weaponry, using their own inventions to battle against the vampires, including a teleporter which can help to close the gap to an enemy, and an ability which sticks a light in the ground, turning vampires to stone, paralysing them for a short while. To round off our playable heroes, we have Layla Ellison, who after finishing her degree in biomedical engineering accrued a lot of debt, so took part in clinical trials. At the same time of these trials, the vampires actually attacked. Before long, Layla woke up with special new powers, with the ability to create an umbrella barrier which can absorb attacks and even redirect projectiles, alongside being able to manifest a platform which can fling allies into the air to rain fire down on your enemies. Any of the heroes will be capable to take on any encounter, so if you do choose to play solo, you won't be hindered by your choice of hero. Obviously, different heroes have different playstyles and have access to their own skill trees. This skill tree will further develop the different playstyles available to your chosen hero and change the way in which they play, further enforcing your chosen playstyle. Players will also be able to find a wide variety of weapons, guns, shotguns, snipers, pistols, a light ray gun and even a stake launcher. These can be found through the open world and on missions, and it includes a rarity system and different weapon traits. Crafting has also been confirmed, however there aren't many details to what extent or what exactly can be crafted, if it's just items or weapons too. While exploring the open world, players can find stakes which can be attached to weapons, which will provide some customization. The open world itself is the town of Redfall. Divided up into neighbourhoods, players will follow the main story fighting to take the town back. But outside the main story, there is still plenty to do, helping the locals to take on side quests, one of which we've seen in a preview had the main character fight their way to a lighthouse to restore it back to working order. Encounters are random events that can occur, such as humans who are being held captive in a brewery, with the encounters and missions providing a range of ways to engage. Would you choose the stealthy approach, or are you just going to go in through the front doors? As you help the locals, you will open up new safe houses, player hubs where you can buy and sell and even talk to people, gain new missions, or just chill out. As you reclaim neighbourhoods, you will be faced with the final threat in each area, a vampire underboss in charge of the havoc being wrought. Each underboss will have its own mechanics and abilities, providing different challenges for each neighbourhood. Upon killing the underboss, you will be rewarded with a skull, which is also a key. Collecting these keys will unlock access to the final threat, the ultimate boss in Redfall, the vampire gods themselves. Huge, ungodly, and hopefully challenging. And this isn't all the open world has to offer. Exploring the world, you will come across areas almost supernatural, gateways to psychic spaces which house vampire nests. These look beautiful and otherworldly. Nests look different from each other and can be invaded by you and your party. Delving deep into these to find the heart of the nest, which when attacked will cause waves of vampires to come from all corners to protect the heart. If you can destroy the heart, it's still not over. You'll have to escape before the nest collapses. Variety appears to be the spice the developers have taken with Redfall, and this extends to all the foes that we will face. We've mentioned the underbosses themselves, but there will also be more elite vampires with different abilities that will require different strategy to take down. The Shroud can blanket an area in darkness, hurl projectiles at the survivors, and shift through the ground to avoid damage. The blood bag explodes in a wave of blood. We've also seen elite vampires that can drag players towards them before a savage attack up close, and no doubt more that we haven't even seen yet. For common enemies, there will be other vampires and the cultists, the people who have forsaken their own humanity in the hopes that they get turned. How you choose to deal with the enemies will be down to you. Will you stay at range or engage up close? Will you use the environment, blow up some barrels? The choices are quite wide for sure, which we can obviously expect from Arkane. The devs have also mentioned that the AI enemies have their own hearing and vision, rather than just being aggroed in a circular area. This allows for better stealth and sneaking options. Finally, for enemies, we've seen or had confirmed, as you complete missions and encounters, the vampire gods won't sit idly by to let you wreak havoc. They may decide to summon bosses into battle themselves. We've seen footage of a boss known as the Rook, who was big, burly, beefy and incredibly fast, but whether this is just a one-off boss or if there are even more still remains to be seen, and if these are random or scheduled events. But I'm excited to see what they come up with. Are you excited for Redfall? Will you be surviving alone or with friends? And is there anything I've missed in this video? Let me know in the comments down below. I do love hearing from you. And if you've enjoyed this video, subscribe for more from me. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.